Night today. Um, I am Dr. Muhammad Amin, and this is when ready for all the fighters for RCR to be examined. I hope you are all doing well through this battle. I like to make these descriptions because it's really a tough one, and you need to fight really during this one. This will be very good session, inshallah, and I hope that it will orient you and give you a very important approach to start with in your preparation of the 2P exam, especially for the long important cases. And we noticed that in the last few settings, that a lot of candidates score very well in Viva, and they are struggling in the first day reporting. And this is not the situation before in our era and our times. I think the candidates are fighting for voting day because the only hope, especially overseas, the only hope to fight with the computer alone without putting yourself inside the room with the examiners. And this action was very tough one. I think many factors help candidates to score more in Viva. One of them is availability of a lot of courses and online sessions that allow them to practice more and more. I'll try to be more clear. Okay, can you hear me well now? I'll try to raise my voice as well. I hope everyone can hear me. Yes. Okay. I'll try to raise voice again. Okay. To tell you in brief, a lot of issues regarding reporting day started to be there, and many candidates complain that they are not doing good preparation for first day of reporting, and this is not the same way before Corona. To be more specific, because before Corona the exam was very tough, especially the oral one, because you are all in the room with the examiner, and was a very tough and very hard part of the exam. Now we are trying to let you play on all the parts of the exam. You must fight for every component. You must prepare very well for each one. You must try hardly to get the full mark of rapid reporting. You are playing to get 8 marks, no less than this. This is your target in rapid reporting. Your target in long reporting to have a very good score between 6 and 7. And this is a common one. You must don't be less than this one. You don't allow yourself to fail this exam. So this is all in the reporting session. We will be specific here for long reporting tonight, regarding this point, because a lot of people is struggling. And one trap here, and a very big trick that many candidates and many colleagues are telling that I am doing the reporting daily in my routine work. So there is no big issue. I am writing a very tough cases in the exam. I am in the work, and I have a big list of complicated cases, and I am going through them without any struggle. So I don't worry about reporting or long reporting part. But in fact, the exam is totally different from your routine work, and there are many challenges inside the exam room. So you need to be more focused on how to bypass this struggle and to go through this very smart and very unharmful. يعني, and forgive me if some words come Arabic to explain some things to Arab candidates here. You can't go through this without hard practicing on the exam itself, on the exam situation itself. Please don't leave this without practicing more and more. And this is one of uh, problems in long reporting, because long reporting practice not like rapid reporting. Rapid reporting, you can solve an 5 exam in 1 hour. You can solve, so you can see a lot of cases and it's really easy and very quick. You can manage this. You can do it between your work inside the hospital or between patients and between any busy things. You can do a lot of rapid reporting practice. But long reporting, especially, we need you to be sitting in calm place, trying to type the case very well. And it's very tough and hard to type. So this is a very bad one, I know. But you must do your effort until you get your goal and target. Now I will start quickly to orient you about the exam. Then I will go through the approach, how to solve the case and how to deal with the exam in the exam day. And this is very important for exactly for September candidates who are going to we are preparing now hardly to go through the exam in September, next September. And also it's very important for any candidates who are trying or who book the exam or who is willing to join the exam in the future, because this is will give you a mindset how to prepare for this on a long time manner. Okay, so I hope the idea is clear. Now I will go through 2 slides of this presentation. This is a big presentation, but I will only go through 2 slides of it to allow you. Yes, I think it's clear now. You can see the first one. This is from the college, and this is representing how they mark the image, your answer. And this is very important in rapid reporting and in to have a look, detailed look. You will find this on the website page of the Royal College, and this is very important, as I mentioned, because this will help you to know what is the criteria that you must fulfill, and you must track and go through it to catch your score and pass the exam safely. So here you can see my pointer. You can see here that if you left it blank, you'll get 3 marks, and if you want to get 8 marks, you need to make a perfect answer, clear and confident one. And between them, there's a lot of items you must know about it. So I will read some things that very important here to announce the importance of how to manage the case. The most important part of the exam is in the long reporting and in Viva to observe the findings, to catch the findings, and to connect these findings with the relevant negative of the disease you are already going to tell about. So this is a very important one. So this will need you to practice more and more and see more and more. You must see a lot of images because you don't have time. You don't have time to go through slide by slide and to be very careful as in the work situation or during the calm and non-stressful situations. Here you are stressed. There is time management in the process, so you need to observe very fast. So this is need a lot of practice. To practice, see more images, and as you can. Okay, so if you want to pass, you need to get the most observation made correctly, and the principal diagnosis is correct. Here, you get 6. If you add the relevant material, you'll go through 7 and 6.5. And if you did the perfect answer, including the good interpretation and good observation, the important positive, the important negative, and we connect this through interpretation with the clinical data provided in the image on this in the history, and then you go through the correct diagnosis, and you mention the most relevant and likely differential diagnosis, and you write the proper management, you will get 8 marks. Then they will make they multiply this in 6, and this is a very complex one here in the scoring system here. This one, and you are this how to know that you can get a range of marks and then you get same mark. Okay, this is a very maybe complex one. So this is not our issue here. The issue here is to concentrate on the criteria, what you need to pass. Okay, so if you can go back here, so if you unfortunately you forgot or missed the main findings, or you didn't write the observations or get the observations very well, so you'll get 4 and 5, and this is a very very bad mark in my opinion. You want to overcome this one. We'll go through the other presentation now, and will be more specific toward the exam itself. But frankly speaking, if you got 4 cases perfectly with good diagnosis and good differential diagnosis with between 7 and 8 in 4 cases, so you are likely to get 6 marks in the overall exam and pass the exam. Okay, this is frankly because if you multiply 7 in 4, so you'll get how many marks, and you can if any get 5 in one and 4.4 4.5 in one. So when you collect this together, all you'll be between 34 and 37. So at least you need to finish 4 cases very perfect, and this is easy in the exam, but it depends on the technique. It depends on the technique you will use inside the exam setting. Now we'll go through the technique, and I hope everyone can write any question beside him, and then we'll go through this in the end, inshallah. Okay. Now I'll share the other presentation, which is specifically will take us through the exam situation itself. And one important issue here and today, and to allow you know to what are going to happen today, we'll go through this presentation, which is simulating the exam steps, what you will do. Then we'll go through RADME website, which is similar in the software to the exam software. So we'll allow you all to practice this live, and then we'll solve the case together, trying, or we'll see the answer together, trying to apply this technique. Okay, and a lot of things we'll discuss through this one, inshallah, and will be more active through you. Your chat, you can write anything during this active one. Okay, I hope everything is clear. Okay, this is answer sheet. Will be in the right right side of the screen when you start the exam, and here in front of you at this area, okay, will be the image. Here is the first advices or the general advices of long reporting exam inside the room of the exam. Inside, when you are sitting in front of the screen and you have the keyboard in front of you. Okay, first part is deep breath. This is the first part of the FRCR2B exam, and Unfortunately, this exam is very fast in all components. Imagine that you will have 75 minutes, then 35 minutes. All this not equal 2 hours, okay? And you'll have a 1 hour Viva exam. So this is 3 hours exam. This is very fast, really. So the most stressful part is the long reporting one because this is it's the start, and you will feel if you not controlling your neurons and you are not stressed, very stressed, it will be very difficult. So one of the important advices: calm down, take deep breath, and try to breathe normally, please, because this is very effective. Okay, so you have 6 cases in 75 minutes. 4 cases of this, you'll get the diagnosis from the first look with no problem at all. You'll have something like straightforward case, trauma case. So you need to illustrate the findings and bring all them together. So finish for us. So it's straightforward. There is no, you will have the description, but the observations and the important issues inside the how you write this one, this will affect definitely your mark. But I mean that the diagnosis itself is not so big deal. It's very easy to get with your preparation and preparation for the Viva and the puzzling cases. This is will be easy to get. Okay, so you don't have any problem to get 4 cases in the exam with a good diagnosis. But the problem is how to select these cases and to start with them. This is an important one because you will not the case until you open it. Okay, if you have the 2 cases in the, you start with 1 or 2 hard cases of the exam, so they take a lot of time. So you don't have time for the rest of the cases. So it will be a big problem. So, well, this will lead us to the time management. Time management is the key word of this of this exam. Time management. If you don't pick your stopwatch and manage the time sharply, you will lose. Definitely, this is finished. You, if one case takes from you 15 minutes because you know this case and you found yourself writing very well and describing very well and you get everything about it, you know it, so you spend 15 minutes writing this one, and then you go another one, it's easy, oh good, I will spend 15 minutes writing this one, ignoring the time. Then the hard case will come, then it will consume 20 minutes at least, then no time for the rest of cases. So you start writing with the scattergun approach, then you lose. Okay, so don't go with this trick. Don't fall in that trap. Okay, the trap is the easy case, in fact, because if you are not sharp in the time management of this one, you unfortunately trapped inside this case. So the big advice here is to manage the time. Okay, follow a checklist in the hard case, please. This will come in detail, but you need to follow a checklist because the checklist and the collecting of the data and the observations and findings and putting them together, even you don't have the diagnosis from the first look, okay, or from your first screening of the case, don't panic, don't be worried. You'll get it by the end when you write the findings together and trying to find any any connection between them. You will find this very easy. Don't worry about it. And when you are inside the exam, your mind is working very well and very hard. Short and simple words. No long statements, please. bullet, 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 bullet. You are in the war. There is no time for. There is no time. You need bullets. So fight with bullets. Okay, very small, concise words. The examiners, when they are going to remark this one, they are searching for keywords. If they are there, you will get the marks. If they are not there, you will not get the marks. So write them clearly and in front of him. Okay, so you need to write this very simply and very short. Fill each part. Don't leave anything blank, please. Okay, because you get marks if you fill it with, yes, especially with good answers. So time management will allow you to fill each part perfectly. Uh, this last advice, it's very important. And overseas don't know this one. Please relieve your stress by typing the management first. And I will go through this one now. When you hearing the instructor telling some things where you are typing your ID and you typing everything, so finished, they will ask you to load the exam. So when you load the exam, this will come, this screen will come. Okay, and before the exam, 1 or 2 days, you need to be familiar with this one. It's already available for on the RCR website, and it's very important to be familiar with it. Okay, so when you they tell you to begin, you will begin. Okay, then you'll find everyone is typing. Oh, what they are typing? Okay, this is very important one. They are typing some um, 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 format that's very simple. It's very simple, few words in the management area. Okay, that will fit this one. You write words that fit with mostly every case. In every case, you will need many times. You will need apart from trauma cases or something like this is very acute one. You need to review any relevant previous cases in malignancy or in chronic disease on a congenital problem. So you may need to review any relevant image. One of the important things you may need to review any other formats, any other sequences. Okay, so this is one important. This is important. And when you go through the cases, you'll make it specific. You don't write this one general like this one. If you need to review, uh, if we make an example, you have a CB angle cystic lesion, so you are provided with T2 and T1 and maybe SWI image with one with contrast, and you need to clarify this is epidermoid or arachnoid cyst. So you need diffusion, correct? So you need to mention this specifically. I will need to review the diffusion weighted image. This will give you mark. Okay, so the key, if you refer it to emergency doctors or the to the surgeons emergency or the MDT relevant one, if you need intervention, because sometimes you will found an hydronephrosis, so you need an intervention here. You found hydrocephalus, so you need intervention here. You found pneumothorax, you need intervention here. And this you will found urinary tract obstruction, so you need to mention this. You need you found some collection anywhere, so you need to tell the interventional radiology to come. So this is very important in cases of malignancy and biopsy. In cases of congenital problems with familial issues, you'll need screening like this. Okay, and specific protocols, especially in cases of like in non-accidental trauma or injury, some things like this. You need to mention this very specifically. So you will collect few words of this one, and you can write your own one. Don't write big one and very long typing. No, because editing of this will consume time. No, just a few words to allow you remember. Okay, and then relieve your stress in the beginning. So you will take this Control C from here to the 6 cases. Control V, Control V, Control V. You finish a big part of the exam, and you'll go through the case to adjust everyone quickly and go ahead. So this will allow you to relieve the stress, and after a few minutes, 2-3 minutes, you are inside the exam, okay, and you are still nervous, but very much less than the beginning. Okay, my way, my advice, very quickly go through the cases, heads and titles. In the exam, I'll show you. Let me show you this is because I don't want this to be okay. We already simulate this in our platform. Let us check this live. Okay. Okay. We have a case here. Okay. The case will be like this one. Okay. This is similar to the exam. Don't open the case. No. Okay. You have a 50-year-old man presented with, you will read this history, which will be here, okay, and you'll read the study provided, okay, and try to connect them together and collect the findings. In the exam, it's very clear. They are writing a very good and leading, in fact, leading history. So this will help you definitely. Okay. So please read this history very carefully. So if you this is the 2 samples. These are the 2 samples on the website of the Royal College. Okay. So this is free for everyone. Can watch them. Okay. So this 14-year-old girl with previous history of bowel problem over the last year, presenting with weight loss and malaise. And they are providing you with CT chest lying window, okay, and they are providing you with CT chest abdomen and pelvis. So the patient having a bowel problem in the last year, and she is presented by CT chest and lung window. She have weight loss and malaise. What are the possibilities here? You'll found yourself maybe cystic fibrosis. Yes, this is chronic disease. The patient may be having problems, and this can have bowel problems. Lymphoma, yes, it would cause weight loss, and the patient may be ill, and it can have a bowel problem. TB, yes, of course, can have a chest problem and also bowel problem. So you are, and I am in this area. Okay, I am in this area, so it will be managed. Okay, good. Go to the another one. 30-year-old female presenting with hip pain. When you are going through the 6 cases like this, we'll collect 2 or 3 cases very easy from the headers. From the headers only. You'll collect a knee trauma case. You'll collect a shoulder trauma case. You'll collect a pool case, which is very easy one. So you'll go through these cases and start with them. We'll start with the easy case, but with the big advice of sharp time management. I need you to collect the 8 marks in these cases. The easy cases, collect firstly the 8 marks, because in the hard cases, it may be very tough. So you may lose the diagnosis. And if you lost the diagnosis, your possibility to get the 6 mark in the case will be less. So start with the easy cases, finish them perfectly in a good time management, and save the time for the hard cases and start with the easy case. Be smart with the case you know. Finish it perfectly. Let me tell you an example. Okay, you presented with a knee trauma case with there is X-ray and a knee MRI study. This is a case scenario can happen, and we have a lot of these cases in our website RedMe. When you presented with this case, you will look for fractures on the radiograph, and you look for the ligaments in the. So you know what the criteria. So are going very fast to write the criteria very quickly and follow them, writing the relative negative the relative negative. If there is the ACL is injured, okay, MCL is injured or not. What about the other ligaments? If there is any fusion, is there is lipoheme arthrosis, if any tibial fractures, like this one. So are going through the negative. If you found the positive, you write it. If you found the negative, you write it in a very quick one, and you'll go through the management very quickly, and you will finish the case perfectly in a good time. Okay, so you save the time for the hard case. Short, simple words. In the easy case, you found yourself in the exam. Ah, I'm good one. I will pass the exam. So you are writing very deeply in the case and forgetting the time and looking to the stopwatch. Please don't do that. We'll go through this how to write the observations and interpretation during our live session. So don't worry about it. Okay, in the interpretation, you will have a problem. In the observation, as I mentioned, you need to write very simple words and very quick one, especially if you have something like this. Left frontal space occupying lesion in the city brain. So it's hypotense, it's very lesional edema, there is massive thick, subtle sign herniation, no fish bleeding, and you are continuing through this one very quickly. So you need to tell the examiner what is the criteria you are following it. Okay, so interaxial or extraaxial. It's very important here. I didn't mention like this one. So you are writing very concise and very quick one, which allow you to be very quick in the exam, and you have the criteria that will allow you to pass. Okay, then we'll go to the interpretation problem. Many candidates ask me privately and many times about what this interpretation, and they are asking how to write this. Here in this part, the examiner is not sitting in front of you and no one with you, so you need to tell them how you think, how you collect this clinical data provided in the case and the radiological data you pick, okay, and observe to solve this dilemma and finish this one and solve the problem of the patient. Okay, you show the examiner why you choose this diagnosis you write down now among the differential diagnosis. So you need carefully to show the examiner in this interpretation part why you tell them the cause of obstruction at the terminal ileum part. Okay, it's an inflammatory process and not a neoplastic one. Even you will write this in your differential diagnosis, but you write less likely because blah 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 blah. So you need to in the interpretation to mention this very clearly. Supposing that you have an aggressive bony lesion, so you need to announce this in your interpretation. You mentioned that there is wide zone of transition. There is a cortical breach. There is pathological fracture. Even there is pre-osteal reaction as very one with triangular onion-like appearance in any one of them. So you need to allow this aggressive bone lesion and the age of the patient and the presence of the lesion in the scapula, a flat bone, so without osteoid matrix, suggesting Ewing sarcoma over osteosarcoma. Okay, so you tell the examiner that this area is to show what is the difference, why you choose the diagnosis here is Ewing and you let osteosarcoma less likely in the differential diagnosis. Okay, this is the interpretation. In diagnosis and differential diagnosis, please write the most likely diagnosis. And to write this one, please reread the clinical data and relook and to your observation you found and try to connect them together. Okay, and before you write the most likely diagnosis. Okay, list the differential diagnosis considering the clinical and age, please. Don't mention fibrous dysplasia or Paget disease in a young patient. This is unaccepted, and you lose marks. This is very important one. If you write a differential diagnosis not related to clinical and radiological, you lose marks. In fact, so don't make this. Yani sometimes if you write something which is uh, not you imagine overcold and a problem which is very significant to the patient, you overlook this one, so you write it, you may lose marks. Okay, this is very important one in the differential diagnosis specifically. If you write a differential diagnosis not related to the clinical and the age of the patient, so you lose marks. Take care. So take a second look for the clinical data and the images provided again, the first one, and try to compare this. And to do this complex one, please, your way is one thing, is practice. You must practice this at home. You will not never do this in the exam for first time, or even with few sitting on one dashboard or one website to practice one or two packets and sitting on the image trying to catch the ideas. Oh, this is a very good one. Okay, why what they write? No, you need to practice this one. Please, you need to practice this. Don't write a big list of differential diagnosis. Be concise regarding the clinical data and the image and the observations you found. You can write less likely if you are in the problem of I'm not sure. I want to write this, but I know from my heart inside that is very less likely. Okay, no problem. Write it and write between two dashes that is less likely due to blah 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 blah. Okay, if you found an antimony case, okay, or like you found a syndrome like a bacteria or something, you don't have a differential diagnosis for this, or you don't remember, and you can write none or other syndromes. Okay, something like this. So yeah, sometimes you don't found any differential to write in trauma cases. What you write? No, nothing. So you will write none because at the end of the exam you will be asked to check all the parts of the exam. Is it filled or not? So because don't get noisy or write none and save your answer here. Okay, let's go to the exam obstacles. The hard case. How I will manage this hard one. Okay, let me tell you something very important. This exam is about findings and observations again. So if you write a lot of findings and a lot of observations very right and very well, and you miss the diagnosis, you may get 6. Because sometimes the examiners are not looking for the final diagnosis because this is a complex case. And this no one in their team and the reality solve this problem in 10 minutes. So they understand this one. So the only crime that they will not forget for you is to miss the abnormality. If you catch the abnormality, then everything is okay after this one. Okay, if you catch the abnormality and write the emergency management well, then you are in safe area. So you need to describe the findings and don't think about the diagnosis from the beginning. Don't in the Viva or even in the easy case. Don't think a lot about the diagnosis. Let yourself for the findings to enumerate all. And then when you enumerate the findings, when we are practicing with our colleagues in Viva sessions and something like this, when you present them with a case and they start describing very well, case is very hard. With the description, they start to pronounce and tell some findings. When they are telling them, the light will open, and then your brain will click toward the diagnosis and you'll found it. Okay, so don't be rushed. Use a checklist. Okay, I presented with a CT chest, abdomen, pelvis. A lot of findings there. I can't collect them. There is an emergency issues. I don't. Very big one. Okay, calm down. Start to collect the data very quickly without describing, without much describing. Go through the the findings very quick and write them. When you collect them, you will find the answer very clear. So don't be rushed and use a checklist in the hard case. Because you may find the cause is very, suppose that you have a very thickening in the bowel wall and you are trying to cherish any other skip lesions, any other, there is a fat stranding and this is very thick and I don't know what is this, and you are struggling to find the cause of this one, and you start to write lymphoma or write inflammatory bowel disease, and you didn't use a checklist to see the vascular structures, and when you follow this one, you found yourself in front of venous or ischemic colitis or ischemic bowel. Okay, so this is when you use checklist in a very tough case, or even in the easy case, you are safe and you will find the many findings that will give you a very good mark as the final one. With CT studies, see the study in all planes, and all window. You know, in the exam, they are not allow you to have a coronal, sagittal, and like this one, and blah, blah, blah. Many times you will find only axial cuts and very thick one. Okay, so you need to play with the window, and there is software, and you can practice this on the software simulating the exam. You'll find pulmonary window and some things you can play the window by your hand. So you need to see the bone, you need to see the lung window, you need to go through this because there are a lot of hidden findings there, and you'll lose marks if you didn't get them. Don't bypass any image or provided study. Suppose that you have a plain X-ray and that you have CT chest. Oh, I will not open the plain X-ray. I would play the CT chest will give me a lot of information. No, this is not a fact because they provide you this image for a reason. So you need to catch this reason. You're provided by CT without contrast and CT with contrast. So you may need to check this without contrast to check any fresh bleeding. Okay, so don't go rushing and don't go and bypass any image or provided study in the exam. Read carefully the clinical history. Again, you didn't get any clue. Okay, you didn't get any clue in the image. Again, read the image, the clinical data again. What is the clinical concern of the patient? The patient presented with melena. Okay, so I am searching for a cause of bleeding. What is the cause of bleeding in the bowel? I'll try to go through the bowel and catch it. Okay, so the clinical history will provide you a very good clue to start with your checklist. Don't leave anything blank, and at the same time, don't write unrelated findings or diagnosis. And this is a very important. The exam day, and this is one of the important advice. Your effort along the preparation time, you need to take a deep breath, and you need to be prepared well this day. Don't open anything before the exam day. Relax, totally relax. Okay, and long case part is the first part, and this first challenge in the exam, the most stressful one. Calm down, calm down. You are doing well, and inshallah you will pass it. Take a stopwatch with you. This is very important. In our README software, we provide this in front of you to train you how to manage the time. Okay, but in the exam, you may don't have a very, you may start the exam at 10, 13 minutes. Tell me how you will, how will you get the 75 minutes? It's very tough. Sometimes they are providing you with regular watch and away from you, so don't leave yourself for the situation of the exam and the exam area. Please take simple stopwatch, not not digital one. It's a simple one, Casio, this the old-fashioned ones. So take one with you in front of you to start with your timer in front of you and look at it each time. Check the keyboard and mouse before the exam. Sometimes there is a very big issues, so you need to, if possible, you can do this. Please check this. There is nothing is lacking or making a problem. There is not, the mouse is moving smoothly. So you are need to check this one because you don't want to stop during the exam to fix some issue like this. Don't make any action before you hear it clearly from the examiner. Please be quiet and calm. If any problem happen with you, you are dealing with technical issues. You are dealing with computer and you are dealing with the software and you are dealing with the hardware. You are dealing with internet connection. You are dealing with the servers. So sometimes something happen and collapse happen. So don't be panic. Don't be panic. Okay, everything is safe because there is auto save in few answers. You may start from the start of the case, and this is unfortunately will cause you to be disrupted, but they will give you the time, they will save your time. Don't worry about this one, but this happened in the situation, so uh, 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 don't be panic if something like this one happens. And this point I finished. Best of luck all. And this is Radmi. And now the second part of our action is to go through this one. Go through. Okay. We go through Radmi. I will ask you all to go through this radmi.info. Okay. Is it allowed to bring my stuff with me inside the exam, like stopwatch or keyboard? No, no, no. I think no keyboard will be allowed. Stopwatch, not digital one allowed, definitely. Uh, Full details of sequences of examination or just MRI? No, no, just MRI of the knee. Because they are writing in the exam, they are writing this is a flare on top of the case. So if you write this during the description, if you will high signal in flare like this, low signal in T1. Okay, this will be very important in your description of the lesion. Okay, so you don't need to write flare then T1 and you write the fine. Of CT scan? No, CT scan of the brain. Finished first. Not necessary to write a very detailed one like this. Okay. Anyone have any struggle to sign up? If you don't have an account, okay, you can sign up from here very quickly. Okay, and then you will be with us. This is free for everyone to practice with us now. We'll take a case in 10 minutes. And I will tell you now, that's what we did in Redmi. We did a very intelligent one, that we know that the problem of all candidates to practice the cases of long reporting daily. So we make a 30 case in 30 days. I'll show you now this one until you finish your registration. When you are ready, just tell me in the message that we are ready to start the process. Oh, no, fortunately, no auto correction. You will not have this one inside the exam. So, um, uh, unfortunately, there is no auto correction. There is no red lines under the incorrect words. This is very bad one. Yeah, I know. Okay, everyone, when you logged in, okay, you will found in subscription, in your subscription, this one, in your dashboard, or you open dashboard, you will found Redmi Rapid Reporting free demo. If you go inside, you will found a rapid reporting exam free demo. It's not our issue today. And you will found long reporting daily case 9 and long reporting daily case 8. These two samples of cases will try to solve them together tonight. Okay. Let me tell you about this feedback about this long reporting cases. Um, Let me show you them if I have them there here. No, not in this account. Let me check them in the other account. Okay, everyone, can you register for me because we'll go through a good one. And when you finish, just tell me in the message that you did it. This is for free, totally. Okay, I'll let you to see this one again also. You can see my screen here. This we have a 30 case that is long reporting daily case. This is the same one that we will practice now. In this one, we try to solve the problem of practicing daily and uh, how to try to solve case every day in 10 minutes. Your challenge is to adjust the solving of the case in a 10 minutes. So in 30 days, if you every day with the rapid reporting exam, you start to solve one case long reporting. Solve one case, one long reporting in 10 minutes, in 10 minutes. So this will help you to be routinely simulate familiar with the software. This is a very big one because the software I will show you the software very tough in the exam because it's not easy to use, and this is different from any platform you use in the world. Okay, so it's very different. So you need to be familiar with this one: how to use BAN, how to use Zoom, how to go and how to reset the case, and how to use the shortcuts very quickly and very how to write, how to this all you need it to practice this very well. So we have a 30 case, and in future we'll inshallah will increase this one. But for September candidates, if they want to register for this one or subscribe this one, we'll have a discount at the end. I will tell you about it uh, for you. You will allow to have the 30 case to practice daily until the exam set, so you will all be familiar with the situation very quickly and very nicely. I hope everyone is good now. Where is the bucket? I will show you now. Okay. When you log in, okay, so you will have the dashboard like this one. You will find RADME Rapid Reporting free demo. Rapid Reporting free demo. You will find it in my subscription. All candidates by default will come to everyone. Okay, so when you start, you'll find daily practice beside the Rapid Reporting free demo. You can see my screen and follow my instruction. Okay, already I solved this case. Okay, I already solved this case, so it will appear like this one. When you finish the case, it will appear like this one because to view the result with the typical answer. Okay, and if you want to retake the exam, you will retake it from here. If you want to practice more and more. Okay, so we will start now with case 8. I want everyone to be ready before start. I'll give 1 minute also. Then will you start and take exam. When you take exam, you will find the software similar to this one. The exam is similar to this one. You'll have the timer here. Don't start until I give you the start. I'll also orient you about the software. Okay. So you'll have a timer here. This will help you to be concentrated. Uh, 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 be concentrated to see this one. Okay. And then you'll start. To see, open the case from here. Okay, this is lag. Okay, so I make it again. So you'll find the history here. So this is 35-year-old presented man presented with recurrent abdominal pain, right iliac fossa tenderness. Okay, so you have a CT abdominal coronal and CT axial with contrast. Okay, good. No problem. I am already on the website. No problem. Radme.info. Radme. .info, not .net. Please, I will write it here. Then .info. Just give a minute to tell you everything about the case. So you may have few seconds until the case coming from the server. This is very easy. So here is the tools you and it's similar to the exam one and with the shortcuts as well. So this one is working and you use ban to take the case like this one. You do double click, it will be full screen. If you close it, it will be closed totally. Okay. If you open it again, it will open. And then you have the zoom. You must click on the left click and press it. And you move with the mouse anterior and posterior. Anterior and posterior. So it will zoom out and in as this action. You may sometimes you need to rotate this one to see it. It's also in the exam setting. Scroll, so you will not scroll by the routine. Okay, scroll one. You now can scroll by clicking the left click and holding the keys and start scrolling. Don't click this one. Don't click this one, please. Okay, this is not in the exam one. And it's not for other issues, so don't use it, and it will be very fast. Okay, you can play the window. Okay, sometimes the window is not good due to the different settings of the studies. And if you make something like this and you don't like it, just do reset. It will come again to the default one. So you can start scrolling again. Okay, if you want to close this one to bring this one, so you need to close the study. Okay, and this is a closing. Okay, and then you can write the answers here. Start writing. Just when you write, it will be marked here as finished. Okay, if you want to flag it, as in the exam, the flag will come here. Okay, so this will allow you, if you want to readjust your answer, you write the observations, haphazards, you need to rearrange them. So you can flag this one to very quickly come back. No, you can't in the exam or here to do sagittal or coronal. It's not allowed. You are provided only with in front in you axial and coronal. If you provided with axial, you will not be allowed to go through coronal, sagittal and coronal. Okay, you write the answer, all answers, and after you finish, okay, you will make submit. Okay, and then after submission, you will find the answer, your answer, and the typical answer is here, so you can review it. So you can now start with case 8 for 10 minutes. I will start my stopwatch and then we'll start review the case together. Okay, you can start all. I make my mic. No, after submission, خلاص finished. You can start with 8 1, number 8. Start with number 8. No, 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 no. So in the exam, I will show the real exam how it's come. No worry, no worry. After you finish, I will show you. Okay, I think time finished or not. I don't know if anyone finished. Can raise hand, or can tell me in the message. Uh, After the timer is, you'll get a message that will tell you that you finished 10 minutes. And if you want to exceed the time, you can go continue and you can finish. And I will show you now the view result page. Okay, I hope this was fun. Uh, and I will be appreciated to get your feedback about it uh, after session finished. Okay, let me start to show you how it works after you submit the answers and start your reviewing your answer. The important thing that we did here in this software when you're reviewing the answers, that to allow you to see the bucket again and your answer with the best answer with the image in the same situation. So we designed this one to be like this one. Okay, so you found here the exam duration, which is 10 minutes here in this set. Okay, and your exam answer time. Okay, because to allow you to manage this very well. Um, okay, I know the Boon windows that have problem with this study, but even in the exam, if they want to show you the Boon and that not working, then sometimes because there is if someone, if you have knowledge about the DICOM have a different algorithms which differ from one machine to another machine. When we collect cases from different machines, that will happen. In the exam, they will put you the Boon window if the pathology needs you to Boon and the window is not working. I know here you need the Boon window for sacroiliac joint. I know that, but I didn't provide it because the sacroiliac joint was normal. So I need you to write this as positive or negative depending on your checklist. But in the exam scenario, if there is a Boon pathology, they may submit you the Boon window alone if the window is not well obtained by the algorithm. So don't worry. And you'll found in RADME, some cases we are providing you with long window because if you don't, if you played with the pulmonary window, it will not come. So uh, in the exam, they will give you the what you need to make the diagnosis. In fact, okay, here is the let me describe the this one. So you have the same appearance of the exam, but here you found the your observations, your answer, and then the best answer one. Okay, so you found the answers here, helping you to try to be familiar with the correct answer. Okay, so you found here. I want you to write the diagnosis. What is the diagnosis? Who give the diagnosis and what is the main finding you found? Anyone can write? Okay, Crohn's. Well done. So, any complication? Fistula. Nice. Well done. Okay. So and the long segment of distal ileum wall thickening, mucosal enhancement. There is no which is likely. Don't try this one. Dash mucosal enhancement. Suspected fistula tract. Okay, ilioileal location. It's important. But stranding, the right axial iliac fossa, no free or localized collection. You start. I know the case is easy. There is no much complications or much problems, but here we are trying to help you to go through the cases from easy to difficult to much hard one. Okay, so you found the hardest cases at the least. at the end of the package. Okay, so in the first you will found you easy with, because there is a psychological support during this one, and to allow you to write the negatives, because the negatives is very important and you get very big marks when you write a good negatives. So you need to mention that you don't have any other lesions, like skip lesions along the vowels. That means you examine the whole vowel, you don't find any skip lesions. Okay, you didn't found any localized collection, because you know that Crohn's have mesenteric abscess as a complication. So you mentioned this is as a relevant negative. Okay, then we go through the signs of reactive appendicitis, because the patient, the main concern of the clinician was right iliac fossa pain, the patient coming with recurrent pain, and the patient may have elevated inflammatory markers who are suspecting appendicitis. So you need to consider this one in your, and the Crohn's disease, one of the causes of appendicitis that causing appendicitis, and many times the patient opened for appendicitis and they found the patient to have Crohn's disease. No biliary pathology, as you don't have any. If you don't expand, this one will be good if you have time. Sometimes if you have time, you may make a big title, and if you have time at the end, you can come back and make a dash and write no intrahepatic biliary radical dilatation. That means you are telling that there is no gallstones, or you may mention no gallstones, no specifically. Okay, so you go through. If it case ulcerative colitis, you need to mention that there is no intrahepatic biliary radical dilatation, or because the association of primary sclerosing cholangitis and so on. Okay, so if the bone window is clear and you can found the bone window clearly, you found no sacroiliac joint or any other abnormalities, because you need also to exclude the if the hip joint are presented, you need to mention the femoral heads, because you don't know that the patient is chronic or not. So you need to mention this, because patients are going through. You can write normal solid organs or normal liver, spleen, kidneys, normal lung basis, because this is an important to mention and fulfill the finding. So very quick, you write your description, your answer, your observation. You started with the positive. You can write also negatives like lymphadenopathy. It depends on what you need to clarify, and this is depending on the time allowed for you. But start with the most relevant first, and then go step by step for the other one. And your eye on the timer, because the time management is important. In this case, you can write a lot of negatives. Okay, so you need. Yes, I know that the spelling defects will happen, but with here in our software, I think you will find the red lines that you are writing very. So you start with training and practice to correct this one. The problem is, if you are writing dictation, or if you are writing with autocorrection in the hospital, you'll find a very big problem in the exam. So you write many of the words when you write it wrong. So you need to start from today to practice this very well. Okay, okay. Here we'll go to the interpretation, and as we told that you need to show the examiner that what you are thinking about. Okay, so you need to tell them the described findings likely suggest inflammatory bowel disease, presence of fistulous tract suggest Crohn's over the other causes of inflammatory bowel. Okay, so you write infection, you write Crohn's disease as the best answer, and this is the best answer. No one, inshallah, will miss this. As in the exam, no one will miss this one. And this is one of the exam cases that it will come straightforward. You know Crohn's, so you may miss a collection, a small collection in a hidden area, in a complex one. The case may be more complex. We have more complex cases. But if I bring one case like this one here, everyone will start panic. No, you need to start with the easy cases. Train how to type. Train how to manage time. train how to describe the interpretation and write it, and then you'll go to the hard case. No worry. Okay. Other terminal ileum disease could be like TB, and this is very less likely. Okay, I will show you in the image, no problem. Urgent referral to surgical team. This patient will need urgent referral to manage and see what is happening, because this fistula can leak and because the patient peritonitis, so the patient will need urgent surgical decision. You need to review the clinical data, previous imaging if available. Patient is known to have previous Crohn's or be known to have Crohn's, and you recommend discussion in GIT in the team meeting. And this is very concise management because there is no big issues to mention here. Don't write laboratory, don't write anything not related to radiological evaluation. Okay, because this is should I write the causes of not choosing each disease in the differential diagnosis list? No, you can write this in the interpretation. And if you want, and if TB is very slightly, why I told TB very less slightly, ما فيش أي feature. There is no other features for just this one. Okay, we come to the case here, and we start to scroll. Okay, you have two ways to manage the case. You can have a very look. You can take 2 minutes or 3 minutes to see the case from up to down, check everything, and start typing after this. Other colleagues, they are using to go through organ and writing a case like this one. I prefer to go through a general look first to how to start and to try to find this as in Viva. You must take a general look. If you don't found the big pathology, so go through checklist and start with the other way. If you found a big abnormality or you catch an abnormality, start with it and start from it, because this will help you to relax and to perform well. If we are going here and in the exam, this is 107 107 slice. So this is a sick one. In the exam, you may found 80 slice, 90 slice, like this, 120 maximum. Okay, because this is causing lags and making server problems. Okay, if you go through the case axial one and you didn't open one, you may lose and miss the fistula. You need first to know why they bring the coronal for you, because this is a bowel disease. So there is an area here, because the bowel is together, is near together. Okay, so there is a species of fistula tract. Okay, it's not definite, I know. Okay, you may mention here that you need oral contrast to see this one, or you may need some other things to know. But the presence of fatty stranding in the surrounding suggested that some leakage happening during the fistulas happened. Okay, so you need to be very clear about this. In the answer, even we are writing suspected fistula tract, not definitely. Anyone is asking anything? Okay, how we found this? Is it helpful? I hope that, or I hope so. Okay, now what we will do? What we will do now? Will allow you to. I will leave you now because already we have 1 hour and a half. So and we will leave the other case for you to practice until tomorrow 12 o'clock time, and we remove this packet P1. And already we have a free demo for long reporting, but it's under We'll try to put a full exam, inshallah, in the coming days to be a free like rapid reporting on the website to allow you to practice the whole exam. Exam case stage 9, you can solve it alone and look for the answer. In the after this session, you can practice it alone and you can see it, inshallah. And inshallah, we are trying to arrange a simulating Viva exam for one candidate. In the next week, like this activity, we'll discuss the Viva and we'll make a ballot to choose the candidate. So I will make a form again for any candidate who want to take 1 hour Viva exam with 4 examiners with feedback. This one is simulating our activity. And before you leave, let me tell you something about our packets if you want. Because there is an offer here for the attendees who attended this activity. Let me show you this one. Okay. We are providing a lot of, we are providing 5 Viva sessions, and this website is already for anyone who wants. We have 50 packets of rapid reporting, and this daily cases are ready for practicing. This 30 cases in 30 days subscription. And I will show you this. There is a the marketing team are doing something wonderful for our colleagues at discount. Thank you them all for doing this. I will share you this with you now. And I will post this in the Telegram group as well. And anyone have any issue or query, he can ask me about it. Okay, if you can see my screen here. You know that Eagle Eye course with Dr. Mahmoud Said is very important one. Last Eagle Eye, we have 26 radiologists. No one failed rapid reporting. 26 in the Eagle Eye course, no one failed the rapid reporting exam. 6 radiologists, 6 colleagues get 8 marks, and 7 get 7.7, 8 radiologists, I think. Yeah, yes, 8. 8, 1, 8, 8, yes, 8, get 7 and 7.5, and the rest 12 colleagues get 6 and 6.5. So this was wonderful, really. And Mahmoud Saidi is doing a very great job in this Eagle Eye course. You will practice also 10 rapid reporting cases away from the 50 rapid reporting exam packets. So if you have any problem with Eagle with rapid reporting, we are doing this bundle. You can book Eagle Eye course. This will be 2 days, 19 and 20 August, and you can get a 50 packet rapid reporting subscription with them with discount of 25%. You can book also the reporting sessions. 50 rapid reporting packets with 30 cases of long reporting that we practice now. Okay, we are going to increase this 30 packets to be 40 or 45 because we know many colleagues ask us to increase them. If you subscribe this one, this may increase without any change in the price. So this will get 30% on this package. If you book private Viva session with any other course or reporting package, you can get 20% for the whole package. So this is a very nice one. We tried many hardly. We know the expense you are doing, even with the exam. They increased the fee of the exam, but this is the issue. We try hardly to help you with anything we can do. We try to let you know the tools, and you allow and bring the tools in front of you to help you pass the exam, inshallah. Share this with your colleague. I will share it on the Telegram group, and inshallah we'll arrange for the activity of Viva. This is will simulate our Viva sessions. We have 5 rapid Viva exams, 1 hour or half hour. You can choose between these two packages. Will allow you to see this in live in the next week, inshallah. We are arranging this for you. And the winner will practice for free 1 hour. Thank you for all, and thank you very much for your time. Yes, in dollar. I'm not using GBP as UK. This is US dollar. And I know this is good because money is, I think this is cheap, cheap as compared with UK courses, and this is only for overseas. You know, overseas is struggling in the first world, so we are trying to help our colleagues definitely. So, inshallah, enjoy the time, and we'll join, inshallah, bismillah, together again and again, and be active on tips and tricks Telegram group. Will be very active, and I asked a lot of our colleagues to join us, and you'll find a very attractive work on these tips and tricks for free, allowing you also to practice more and more. Just spend time on doing your effort for the exam. Thank you very much, and have a good night. Assalamu alaikum.